Have you ever wondered what truly separates a leader from, well, everyone else? Today we're going to dive deep into one of the most foundational books ever written on the subject, Warren Bennis's On Becoming a Leader. We're going to break down his core ideas on how great leaders are actually made.
Okay, let's start with the big one, right out of the gate. Bennis just throws this old idea of the natural-born leader right out the window. He argues that leadership isn't something you inherit. It's a process of conscious, deliberate self-creation. And this is a huge game changer, because it means leadership is actually accessible to anyone who's willing to do the work.
And that, of course, leads us to the big question, right? If leaders are made, then what's the recipe? What are the steps you need to take? So let's break down Bennis's roadmap for this whole journey.
First things first, we have to bust a massive myth. We often get leadership confused with management or authority or just being the boss. But Bennis argues that real leadership is something else entirely. At its heart, it's an act of creation.
And this right here just lays out the difference so perfectly. You see the manager on the left, they administer, they copy what works, they maintain the status quo. It's all about systems and control. But the leader, it's a totally different ballgame. They innovate, they develop people, they inspire trust. Bennis put it best. A manager focuses on doing things right. A leader focuses on doing the right things. And he gives us this brilliant story from the book to really drive the point home. You've got this guy, Ed, super competent manager, great at his job, but he ultimately hits a ceiling. Why? Because he lacks a driving vision. Then you have someone like Norman Lear, the TV producer. He didn't just revolutionize television with his skills. He did it with a powerful, compelling vision for what television could be. Okay, so if leadership is all about expressing a vision, where the heck does that vision even come from? Well, Bennis is crystal clear about this. It starts with knowing yourself. And listen, this isn't some fluffy, feel-good advice. He says it's the absolute bedrock, the foundation of everything else. And this quote, wow, this gets right to the heart of the challenge. I mean, think about it. We're just constantly bombarded with expectations from our families, our jobs, society. Real self-knowledge is the incredibly difficult work of filtering out all that noise so you can finally hear your own authentic voice and figure out what you truly value. So how do we actually do this? Bennis lays out 4 lessons. 1, you are your own best teacher. Your experiences, good and bad, are your primary textbook. 2, and this is a big one, accept full responsibility, blame no one. 3, you have to truly believe in your own capacity to grow and learn anything. And 4, maybe the most important of all, make reflection a habit. Don't just have experiences, you've got to stop and learn from them.
Okay, so once you've started that internal work, it's time to engage with the world around you. Bennis basically argues that the world itself is the ultimate leadership seminar, but you have to know how to learn from it. Bennis shows us that leaders are learning from 3 main sources. First, they're forged in the trial by fire of real-world experience, especially when things go wrong. Second, they learn from people, not just amazing mentors, but also from difficult bosses who teach you exactly what not to do. And third, they learn from exploration, from travel, from reading widely, from just exposing themselves to new ideas and new cultures. And here's the thing, this isn't passive learning, like sitting in a classroom. Bennis calls it innovative learning. It's all about being proactive. Instead of just reacting to crises when they happen, you're trying to anticipate the future. You're not just waiting to be told what to do, you're listening, and you're participating in shaping what happens next.
Which brings us back to this absolutely crucial idea. In this way of learning, making mistakes isn't just okay. It's essential. It's proof that you're pushing boundaries. It's proof that you're taking the risks that you have to take if you want to grow and innovate. So let's keep building here. Through all this learning, both the internal stuff and the external stuff, an aspiring leader starts to develop a very specific set of tools. And we're not talking about skills in the traditional sense. These are core qualities.
Bennis boils it down to these 5 key ingredients. It all starts with a guiding vision. That's your North Star. Then you need passion, which is the fuel that gets everyone else excited. Then comes integrity, which is rooted in that self-knowledge we talked about. And that's what builds trust. And finally, you've got to have a relentless sense of curiosity and daring, that willingness to just keep taking risks and learning.
You know, a leader can't just be analytical, all spreadsheets and logic. They have to use their whole brain, blending that left brain analysis with right brain creativity and intuition. Sometimes you have to feel the path forward, not just calculate it. You're operating on instinct just as much as on intellect.
And this leads us to what might be the most profound, kind of mind-bending idea in the whole book. Bennis says that people who set out with the goal of becoming a leader often fail. The real goal is to become more fully yourself. Leadership is simply the byproduct of authentic self-expression.
So this all brings us right here to today. How do these principles apply to our chaotic, rapidly changing world? Well, Bennis would argue they are more important right now than ever before.
First, in a world filled with uncertainty, a leader's most important job is to manage the dream. They have to create a clear, compelling vision of a better future that people can actually rally around. They make hope tangible.
Second, because the future is totally unknown, the path forward is going to involve missteps. It just is. So leaders of the future have to create cultures where errors are embraced as a necessary part of the learning and innovation process. And finally, leaders have to possess what Bennis calls the noble factor. I love that term. It's the ability to inspire optimism, faith, and hope, even when things look bleak. It's the belief that a better future isn't just possible, but that it's achievable.
This quote right here really says it all. In the 21st century, the greatest leadership skill is the ability to learn, to adapt, and to unlearn. What you already know can become obsolete so fast. It's your capacity for growth that truly matters.
So we end right back where we began. Leadership isn't some position you're given. According to Bennis, it is a choice you make and a self you create. It's about taking responsibility for shaping the world around you. So the only question left is, what vision will you choose to express?